Okay, so I'm going to be using my kneaded eraser here to clean up some of the wounds on that board right there. Sometimes by doing this you can peel up the edges of the stuff that's sticking up, and I've got some tape lines shown here that I don't want there. Though that shouldn't be a problem. I should be able to, ooh, I didn't mean to do that, cover that up with paint. Have to be really careful sometimes when you got little slivers of the masking tape there. That might cause a bleed out there. I'll try to burnish that down so best I can. Alright, so this is the tint version of the CMYK color wheel. We have the colors arranged again pretty much the way that they were before. We have the cadmium red medium here, the primary magenta, primary cyan, the ultramarine blue. Now we have titanium white, which we're going to be mixing with everything to give it the tint, and of course primary yellow. So the easiest way to do this, and this one gets to be a little bit more complicated, is to take any of the colors, put a little bit of water on your brush, and begin to mix it down a little bit. Put it out in here and mix some white with it. You may end up using more white than this. I may have to put some more out here in a bit. So this is to be the red, which will be right in here at about the 12 o'clock position out towards 1 o'clock. That is the cad red medium. And the trick here is to try to get your colors tinted as much as you can so that they're all of the same tint. There's no exact science to this, of course. So anyway, that's pretty much the way that we're going to do this. Now again, I'm going to be quiet through the rest of this because I'm going to speed the tape up till we get to the end, and I can show you the rest of it. Alright, so silent running. There we go. I think we have it. You may have noticed there at the end, and it may show up in the recording. My neighbor next door decided to suddenly come off of his lunch break and start mowing his lawn. Anyway, hopefully that won't show up too much on the tape. Okay, so we're going to let this dry. One of the things I also noticed about this while I was doing this is that this isn't very environmentally friendly. My girlfriend would be all over me about this time. I should probably be using our terry cloth towel scraps to be doing this, because you go through an inordinate amount of towels, as you can see, cleaning your brushes out. Make sure that you got paint cleaned out from each time. You'll notice I was struggling a little bit here. What I was basically doing was I was trying to make the blend, and I kept pulling pigment off, and it kept leaving this bad streak. So I ended up having to go back in and mix some more paint and put it in there. We will see how this turns out. I think I've got a couple of places here where I've got a line. You can see it's dark right here where that wound in the board was, and there's a line here and here. But we'll take a look at this when it's completed, and we'll see what it looks like. So, see you in a little bit here. Okay, here we go. I have it pulled up now in Photoshop after getting the tape pulled off. It doesn't look too bad. It has a few things that I could say about it. For instance, there's a bad transition right about there where the yellow transitions to the yellow green. You can kind of see a line there. There's some discoloration that I detected where the board got wounded before, right about there. You can kind of see that. I'll turn it on and off real quick. And the only other thing I can say is there's a very faint transition line right about there. But other than that, it's not too bad. I would give the project an A because of the fact that it's neat and clean, and everything's in its place. So if you turn in something like this, that would be just great. I'm going to shut these arrows off for a minute. Now you can see by mixing the white with the CMYK colors, it brightens everything up much more. They're more pastel. For instance, here is the Project 4 by comparison. You can tell it's a lot darker. Let me turn that back off again. There we go. So anyway, that is the CMYK Tint project. And of course, as I said before, the project is not complete. None of them are until you got all of the notes on it. So that would be what it looks like when it's all completed. Okay? Anyway, when completed, take a shot of it with your smartphone, or scan it if you can, and turn it into Canvas. Okay? All for now. See you in the next video.